You have no idea how much I hate filming in this room. Okay, hey guys, it's Madeline here. It's been a long time since I've done an overanalyzing video. I've been planning to do this video for who knows how long. So today we're going to be analyzing I Am the Walrus by the Beatles. We're gonna rip this song to pieces, learn some new things, and probably change how you, and most definitely I, listen to this song for the rest of eternity. Let's do it. It is a commonly known fact that I Am the Walrus was written literally to mean nonsense. As mentalfloss.com put it, in 1967, a student from Quarrybank High School, Lennon's alma mater, sent John Lennon a letter telling him his teacher was conducting a class analyzing the Beatles' songs. Lennon was wryly amused. This letter served as the initial motivation for John to write a song that was beyond analysis for the simple reason that John didn't want it to make any sense at all. The whole purpose of the song, according to John, was to confuse, befuddle, and mess with the Beatles experts. The words didn't mean a lot, he said. People draw so many conclusions and it's ridiculous. I've had tongue-in-cheek all along. All of them had tongue-in-cheek. Just because other people see depths of whatever in it, what does it really mean, I am the Eggman? It could have been the pudding basin for all I care. It's not that serious. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. I can just feel Lennon churning in his grave. And I'm happy about it. Even so, 2/3 of this song was written during an acid trip. So obviously it's going to be a bunch of nonsense. Now that I think about it, if all of them were tongue-in-cheek, does that mean all these love songs didn't really mean anything? I have no idea what I was thinking when I wrote this. The first verse of the song really gets me thinking that a part of this song is talking about human value, and apparently I'm not the only person that thought this. Even Radio.com classified it as a love song for humanity. But I don't just think this is about love for humanity, but it's also kind of making fun of humanity in a way. So we have the first line, I am he, as you are he, as you are me, and we are all together. This line shows, obviously, that we are all the same, and no one's life is really worth more than another's. We all have the same desires, same hopes, dreams, etc. There really are no special snowflakes in the world. But we also have lines like, run like pigs from a gun. Pigs are an animal that are raised by a farmer, mainly just to be eaten. I mean, they do have other purposes, but mostly they're raised for food. So really, their lives mean nothing to the farmer. They eat slop, they're the lowest of the low. And then in the next line, we have see how they fly. Flying as in raising above the expectations, above all the doubts that people have for you, being victorious, etc., etc., happy ending. Yay. But as Slap Harry Larry put it, the motif of flight stands for a hero's attempts to stall the avenging forces in any way possible, to delay and absorb their power. So in a way, it's talking about how we kind of as humans try and put other people down to get energy off of them in a way. They're stalling their enemies so they can be victorious, like survival of the fittest. In a way, it's prosperity for themselves but not for others, which would classify as selfishness. This can especially be seen in most big businesses, industries, where it doesn't matter about the little guys, we only want to support the big economy. And John Lennon is crying about it. He's sad for the competition, survival of the fittest. He thinks we should just all be peaceful, like he often says in especially his solo works. Competition is actually one of the characteristics of living beings. That's why viruses aren't actually living. It's kind of the interactions with other species and their own species as well. Most of our personality is made up by how we are raised as a very young child. So we could also say that this song is kind of talking about the stages of life. This stage would be the beginning of life, more of an introduction to life, to humans, etc. And of course we have next sitting on a cornflake waiting for the van to come. Sitting on a cornflake, obviously like cereal, but not only that, waiting for the van to come, waiting for the school bus to come. A corporation t-shirt would be a school uniform. Nothing special happens on Tuesday, the stupid bloody Tuesday. It's after Monday. Monday we don't want to do anything, we don't want to do our obligations. Tuesday we're just kind of going through the motions and waiting for the end of the week to come. As for man, you've been a naughty boy, man is just an expletive in this sentence, and often at school, especially in schools where you have uniforms, you're kind of thinking of those strict schools where you get in trouble for almost everything. And in this way, letting your face grow long is complaining, so you can't complain, just follow what they tell you to do. Comparable to this, it could be disappointment at the school system and how it makes kids look, seem, or feel stupid in a way with grades or the classes they force you to take. You can't call a fish stupid for its inability to climb a tree. Also, letting your face grow long is growing up as well, because when we grow up our faces stretch out, that's why we have wrinkles. So if we're growing up in a way, maybe he's talking to this boy and saying, you've just been following the system, again with the corporation t-shirt and Stupid Bloody Tuesday, you're letting yourself grow up, you're getting rid of those childhood, your empathy, your imagination, your creativity. And then, of course, we have the chorus jump in with the iconic I am the Eggman, they are the Eggman, I am the Walrus, goo goo gajoob. An egg can be similar to a seed, and to plant a seed is to plant your potential to start something new, and the seed can die if it isn't tended to. As for the walrus, a walrus is a symbol of calmness, care, love, social behavior, kindness, and sometimes a compliant nature. So this person has the capacity to love, to change the world, but the world is holding him back and forcing him to be compliant. So in other words, agreeing with his superiors and just following the rules, not questioning anything. So I am the Eggman, and they are the Eggman. They are trying to plant the seeds that force him to grow with conformity, but he has the seeds that he wants to spread to the world, so non-conformity. So the chorus is really just saying he has the potential to go both ways. Going along with the topic of conformity, we have the second verse. Mr. City, policeman sitting, pretty little policemen in a row. Not only does a policeman stand for order, following rules as a little kid because you were taught to, you shouldn't step out of line, but also it could be talking about the military, pretty little policemen in a row. It's often that after you become a young adult, really at the end of your teenage years, some of us join the army. And then we have see how they fly like Lucy in the sky, see how they run. Now this could be a drug reference, as in talking about how mixed up and morphed the system is for either military or for police, etc. In this case, they is going back to the teenagers, the children of the world. It could be a drug reference, it could be their imagination, but that is representative of non-conformity. Things that are not good, not real, or not in line with the rest of the world. Especially with the drug reference, because it's often thought that Lucy in the Sky could have been influenced by an acid trip. And then see how they run. The policemen are running to stop all this non-conformity, the drug usage, the imagination, the questioning the system. Mainly these guys are going to be teenagers. The rebellious years where you want to do your own thing, you want to change the world, you don't want to follow the rules. So also pretty little policemen in a row, they're lining up to get you in trouble. The world or the government is looking for any excuse to get you in trouble. And then we go to the next part of this verse, which goes, yellow matter custard dripping from a dead dog's eye. Now, these two lines are full of a bunch of just symbols that relate to deceit. Yellow, on one hand, it stands for freshness, happiness, positivity, clarity, energy, optimism, enlightenment, remembrance, intellect, honor, loyalty, and joy. But on the other hand, it also represents cowardice and deceit. To see or eat custard in a dream represents your appreciation for the little things in life. It also indicates that your life is full of richness, sweetness, and nurturance. Matter, I think of atoms, are what makes up our atmosphere, makes up everything really. It's like a structure. So the yellow matter custard is just talking about how the custard is made up of those things that yellow represents. So if yellow stands for both all of these good things, happiness, joy, positivity, but also cowardice and deceit, the sweetness in life that we enjoy is all a lie. The eye is a symbolism of clairvoyance, omniscience, and or a gateway into the soul, like how they say the eye is the window to the soul. Other qualities that eyes are commonly associated with are intelligence, light, vigilance, moral conscience, and truth. Additionally, looking someone in the eye is a Western custom of honesty. So the yellow matter custard is dripping from the dog's eyes like I'm crying. The dog is crying because the sweetness in life that we enjoy is all a lie. Dogs die with their eyes open. A dog represents guidance, protection, loyalty, fidelity, faithfulness, alertness, and love. So if the dog is dead, that means that all of these things are dead in a way because of how we are in life right now. And this is kind of like growing up. So this is talking about the adult stage in life, where we've just gone from becoming a teenager to becoming an adult, and we're realizing that all of these things that we thought about the world as a child aren't really true. We're having to pay our own bills, we're having to take care of our own responsibilities, take care of children. The world doesn't have mercy for you. You can't be a musician, you can't be an artist, you need to make money, you need to get a real job so that you can pay for what you need in life. Not only that, but if they're dripping from the dog's eye like tears, tears cloud your eyes. So if they're clouding his eyes, they're also clouding truth. So what the world should be like. But to go more into a specific of what the dog might be crying about, we have to go into the next lyrics of the same stanza. Crab-a-locker fishwife, pornographic priestess, boy you've been a naughty girl, you let your knickers down. To understand what a fishwife is, we have to look at Semolina Pilchard, which Semolina is a flower and Pilchard is a fish. So a fishwife could be what Semolina Pilchard is. Semolina Pilchard sounds more like a name than anything else. So it could be that it's flour coating a fish, but it could also be a name for the fishwife. And both of these things are talking about mockery. Flour on fish, they're preparing to cook it, bake it, and eat it. So a fishwife could be talking about how women are thought to be less than men, and that they kind of still belong to their husbands and are supposed to follow what they say. As for the word crab-a-locker, crab is a strong symbol. It symbolizes emotion, trust, a cycle, new, strange, and out of proportion, which people used to see women as. Or crab-a-locker fishwife could also just be comparing women to meat, or in this case, fish or crab. Fish especially is easily baited. They're easy to take advantage of. Pornographic priestess. A priestess has authority and is sacred in religion, so if she's pornographic, she's sinning, so it's a hypocrite. So, boy, you've been a naughty girl. Again, boy is supposed to be an expletive, and you let your knickers down. Knickers are British female underwear, and a priestess is a woman. So this is further comparing the women to meat, saying that all they're good for, or all they want in life, is a man to be intimate with, to have children with. And with that intimacy, it could also be intimacy as in just loving two different people. Maybe if one's husband dies and then she marries another, hypocritical, it's a sin. You should be devoted to one person. It's making women out to be an object again. And then we get to the bridge. Sitting in an English garden waiting for the sun. If the sun don't come, you get a tan from standing in the English rain. I'm gonna talk about the second part first. English rain, it rains a lot in England, but also the rumors are exaggerated. The reason Britain rains so much is mainly because of its location. I don't understand science, so I'm just gonna use ZME to explain this for you guys. It does rain rather frequently in Britain, despite the exaggerated rumors. This mostly due to the island state's unfortunate location, being right in the path of the atmospheric jet stream. The jet stream, a massive but mysterious driver for British weather, usually passes along a steady path from west to east across the Atlantic. Britain is right on the northern side of those meanders where conditions are cooler and wetter, which means the country keeps getting hit by rain. If you can make sense of that entire paragraph, I applaud you. But I also found a funny rain source that said if rain were a person, it would get a restraining order. So sitting in the English garden waiting for the sun is a joke that they're going to be waiting forever, especially in a garden where gardens are supposed to be watered every day. It's a joke saying that England is supposed to rain all the time, so you're never going to see the sun. But the sun is a symbolism of happiness, prosperity, energy, life, and if you're never gonna see it, that means that in the world you could be waiting forever for these things to come, but they're never going to. It doesn't really exist. So in a way, if the sun don't come, which it isn't going to come in England as rumors are exaggerated, you would get a tan from sitting in the rain because rain is obvious representation of sadness. So they're waiting in this rain for so long, trying to get happiness, but because they're sitting it so long, and it's the opposite of the sun, you're still getting a tan. It's kind of like every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And with a tan, you can get skin disease. So if you're waiting so long in this sad world, which we live very long lives, you are eventually going to get something like a skin disease, maybe it could be depression, but a tan is also increasing your risk for cancer, which is a lasting effect, a huge issue in the world. So this could also be like peace. If we sit forever doing nothing about it, then it's not gonna happen. Jumping around a bit, I'm gonna skip to the stanza Semolina Pilchard, climbing up the Eiffel Tower. As we said, Semolina Pilchard, flour on fish is, they're preparing to eat the fish. Eiffel Tower is the landmark of France, or love. The Eiffel Tower was also made for the symbol of the beginning of the French Revolution. So in a way, Semolina Pilchard, these fish that are being prepared to eat, kind of like the fishwife, if they're climbing up the Eiffel Tower, climbing up is symbolizing their death. They're climbing to their death unknowingly towards the French Revolution. People are looking like prey to be mocked. Climbing up the tower they think is love unknowingly to their death. So people think that if you aren't passionate, if you don't go out, take risks in the business, if you just think, oh, peace and love are all you need, you're not going to make any money, you're just going to die. So people are mocking you, they're seeing you as like a fishwife in this case. And then we have more examples later in the stanza of willful ignorance. Elementary penguin singing Hare Krishna. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Elementary is young, they don't know much, penguins are very cute, and they're also a symbol of renewal. And they're singing Hare Krishna, which is a religious practice. So this represents people that want to renew their life through religion. And then if they're kicking Edgar Allan Poe wrote a lot of horror, mystery, and serious topics in his short stories. I mean, one of his quotes even is, "All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. There's no reality, there's no real point to life in a way." And they're beating him up, they're kicking him out. So John Lennon is making fun of religion in this case. They're saying they're young, they don't know anything, They're trying to find meaning in life, but they're ignoring and smothering the idea that there isn't meaning. Life isn't real. Consciousness doesn't really exist.
I am the Eggman.
I mean, even in Imagine there's no heaven, no hell below us. Imagine there's no religion. And then we go back to the stanza, expert, texpert, choking smokers, don't you think the Joker laughs at you? Expert and texpert are rhyming two words, suggest lack of respect or care for that topic. This is usually seen when people say something like, a word like radio, schmadio. They're saying, I don't care about this is stupid, etc. Don't you think the Joker laughs at you? And he even has Joker sounds in the background. See how they smile like pigs in a sty, see how they snide? So they're smiling, but they're also pigs, again the lowest of the low. See how they snide as they're the lowest of the low. They're making fun of you even though they're nothing, they're low status. And then we get to the topic of choking smokers. Now, drugs are addicted, and they keep you trapped, and you are choking on these drugs, meaning that the drugs are killing you. But John Lennon liked smoking. So, I'm honestly really just stuck on it, like, is this supposed to be pointing fun at drugs? Is this John Lennon accepting that he's killing himself by doing drugs? I mean, I thought he was totally fine with, I mean, he was a hippie. He was a big, major activist for hippies and peace, and he was always doing and smoking. I mean, like, I give up. God, I don't know what this line means. Is this what it's like to be an adult? To have everything ripped away from you, to not understand anything about life? Is it just that I'm not going to ever be able to think of a good way to connect this line to John Lennon to the rest of the song? I don't know. I mean, like, my entire world is just crashing down on me. I don't know what this means! But that's just me. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you hate my voice? Am I hideous? Should I stop talking? Do I need help? Am I going insane? Leave it in the comments below. What other songs do you want me to tear to pieces? Did I get any lyrics wrong? I highly doubt it with this song, but put it in the comments anyway, and I might listen to you. And until next time, thanks guys for watching. Remember to play it loud. The leaves in the dirty ground when I know you're not around. Shiny tops and soda bombs when I hear lips make a sound. When I hear lips make a sound.